I'm going to do a quick summary of who is in the room this morning. So first and foremost, let me thank and introduce Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer, who is here with us, Orange County Vice Mayor Betsy Vanderley. We have representation from Osceola and Seminole counties. And I'd also like to acknowledge my fellow board members who are present, so please stand up, wave. Thank you. And I'm also very pleased and delighted that we have members of the Orlando Economic Partnership's Advanced Technologies Working Group here as well. So please, anyone who is representing that group, also wave. Thank you. So let's get now to business as why we are here today. Dallas, Philadelphia, Atlanta, Denver, all are cities that have welcomed AOL co-founder Steve Case and his group of visionary entrepreneurs, executives, and investors for the Revolution Rise of the Rest tour. And today we can add Orlando to that list. Yay! You may have heard the announcement that made the national news this morning. And so today we're here to talk about this exciting new opportunity as Rise of the Rest kicks off its 8th nationwide tour right here in Orlando this coming April. To tell us more and give us details, I would like now to turn things over to Tim Giuliani, the President and CEO of the Orlando Economic Partnership. Tim.
So good morning. Thank you, Yolanda. And so some of you may be wondering, what is Revolution and Rise of the Rest? So we know this is a very important opportunity for Orlando to really feature our entrepreneurs and our innovation ecosystem. 4 years ago, we set out on the campaign, Orlando, you don't know the half of it. And this is a perfect opportunity to tell that story. We want to make sure to recognize and to thank George Kalogridis and the Disney team for their extraordinary vision and their connectivity that have fostered conversations and collaborations that have led to this announcement and made it a reality. So with the belief that high-growth companies can start and scale anywhere, not just in a few coastal cities, the Rise of the Rest bus tour features emerging startups outside of Silicon Valley, New York, and Boston. So over 5 days, the Rise of the Rest Seed Fund backers will hear from entrepreneurs and founders and spend time learning from local policy and business leaders. At the end of the tour, the Rise of the Rest will invest at least $100,000 in the most promising local startup in a pitch competition. So let's share the clip from this morning when Steve Case made the announcement on MSNBC.
What's the idea behind this tour? What do you hope to get out of it?
Well, we did launch this Rise of the Rest effort about almost 5 years ago. So far, we visited 38 cities. We backed over 100 companies. And we're really seeing remarkable entrepreneurs building companies. It ties in with the jobs report. Most of the jobs are created by startups, young, high-growth companies, not by small business, not by big business. But last year, 75% of venture capital went to just 3 states. California, New York, and Massachusetts. So we're trying to back the other entrepreneurs in the other places. Florida is the 3rd largest state. It's less than 2% of venture capital. So we're visiting 4 cities in Florida, Orlando, and Tampa, the Space Coast, and Miami, and then we'll be joining Jose in Puerto Rico, really trying to spotlight these entrepreneurs, tell their stories, and try to get more venture capital, more investment capital backing these startups so they can create the jobs in those communities that give people more of a sense of hope about the future as opposed to anxiety about the future.
Has helped put countless startup cities on the map, proving that innovative, investment-worthy tech is not just coming from hubs like Silicon Valley and New York. However, the goal of the Rise of the Rest is to serve as a catalyst for additional investments. So we're out to build awareness of Orlando's tech community, and attracting that investment will lead to real change. This is why the Orlando Economic Partnership has engaged in this selection process and will continue to support Rise of the Rest and develop it into their best tour date ever. So they will kick off their 8th tour here in Orlando on April the 29th. As Steve said, they'll visit the Space Coast, Tampa, and Miami in the following days, and then San Juan, Puerto Rico. It's the first time that this tour has selected a Florida city. So the fact that they have selected 4 Florida cities for the one tour demonstrates what we've known for a long time. There is a lot to invest in Florida. Now with that, I want to introduce Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer to talk about its impacts on Orlando.
Thanks, Tim, and thank you guys for being here. Rise of the Rest, I believe, is going to have an immense impact on Orlando and Central Florida, both in terms of industry and the economy, and what's cool about no cost to the city or the county or any of our private entities, just a chance for money coming in, not money going out. But most importantly, the national attention and the funding that it will bring to our technology ecosystem and assets is unparalleled. Already we've had great mentions on TV this morning about Orlando being a tech hub, and guess what? They don't know the half of it. So did you know that Orlando has more tech talent than meets the eye? We have more software engineers in our pipeline than San Francisco or Seattle or Austin. Startups are getting major funding in Orlando. We're attracting funding and also making major exits. Fintech company Vanexio recently completed a funding round of $4 million and is relocating to Orlando from Silicon Valley. Orlando-based Fat Merchant, always one of our really great stories, was raised $2 million over 18 months, all from local investors too. That's really great. Tech companies are relocating to Orlando in addition to Vanexio, Luminar Technologies, which is an industry leader in autonomous vehicle technology, recently brought its R&D lab here to capitalize on our expertise in LiDAR. We have a village of support for entrepreneurs. We have one of the only 2 national entrepreneur centers in the U.S., and of course the award-winning UCF incubator system is the best in the entire country. And we're a boom town for job growth. We had more STEM job growth than any region in the country last year, including Silicon Valley. And for the 4th year in a row, we are the #1 metro in job growth. So that's outpacing places that get talked about a little more than us, San Antonio and Austin and Seattle. So we lead the country in job growth, and we're going to continue. So we have the momentum, and I think this is going to give us even more momentum. So we're going to roll out the red carpet for Rise of the Rest and show them and the world that Orlando is a great place to not only have a business, but to start a business. So with that, I would like to turn things over to our partners in Orange County and call on Orange County Vice Mayor Betsy Vanderley.
Well, this is an exciting day, and I get to do something I love to do, and that is to talk about my hometown and what an extraordinary place we are. Thank you, Mayor Dyer, for your words. I learned a little bit more even about our community listening to you as well. This is an exciting day. For those of us familiar with Rise to the West, we've been wondering when they'd find their way south of Atlanta. Welcome to Orlando. We're glad you're here. One of the reasons Rise of the Rest took interest in Orlando, aside from our explosive growth, population growth, and our job growth, was the eagerness to learn more about what Orlando has to offer. Sure, this is the theme park capital of the world, but we are so much more than that. The spirit of innovation, energy, and creativity is part of who we are as a community, and this is squarely in our wheelhouse. Orange County Future is innovation-driven, as an innovation-driven community. By investing in our innovation infrastructure and building on our existing economic strengths, we drive job creation. Rise of the Rest will serve as a catalyst to further promote innovation and encourage a culture of entrepreneurism in our community. A little-known fact about Orange County is that we have the highest concentration of simulation and training-related activities in the country, setting the stage for virtual reality innovation in healthcare, sports, human performance, defense training, and more. I want to thank all of you for being here and giving us a chance to highlight what we know as an extraordinary community of Orange County and of Orlando, we're thrilled to be able to showcase that breadth of entrepreneurial innovation in our community. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Donna Mackenzie, who is the Executive Director of StarterStudio. Thank you all.
Wow, what a day, right? So I've been following Steve Case, Revolution, Rise of the Rust for some time, and I've seen the impact that it's had and brought to other communities. But it's not just the money that they invest in the companies and the communities they go to. It's the visibility that they bring to those communities and spurring additional investments. So it is a catalyst for enormous opportunity for our region and our startups. StarterStudio's worked with over 500 companies in the last 4 years. It's been a credible opportunity. They've raised about $12 million in venture capital. StarterStudio Seed Fund has invested about $800,000 in companies. And while that may seem like a lot, it's only a drop in the bucket. And I'll be excited to see a year from now what we can report. The talent is here. I think there is a wonderful display right here of Limitless. If you guys aren't familiar with Limitless, make sure you visit them before they leave. Revolution, Rise of the Rest, they like to invest in disruptive technologies, and this is a prime example of that. $100,000 into a company. What does it do for that company? It does a lot. It allows them to hire their first couple of people, get marketing, get traction, get to their first company, get their first customer. It is a game changer for them. So I'd like to leave you with just a call of action today. How can you help startups? Everyone here can help startups. If you are investing in real estate today, take a portion of that and invest in some startups. If you have expertise, our startups need mentorship. I've started a lot of companies, some of them successful, some of them not so much. But if I'd had the mentorship and the support that's generating now, just think what we could have been. So get out there, help startups any way you can. Thanks.
So obviously the future is happening here in Orlando, and the selection of Orlando is a fact that our region is part of the future of American startups, the future of the American dream. So the partnership is taking proactive steps to make this opportunity a reality and to help make today's startups tomorrow's Fortune 500 companies. But in the most successful startup cities, these initiatives are not done alone. It's going to take collaboration between our partners in economic development, local leaders, entrepreneurs, elected officials, and larger employers. So I want to thank all of you for being here, for being on the team, and if you're affiliated with a growing tech startup in our region or know of anyone who is, please start applying. There's an application portal that is now open. It can be found at riseoftherest.submittable.com/submit. Again, it's riseoftherest.submittable.com/submit. So in the coming weeks, you'll hear more about the Rise of the Rest tour in Orlando. And for those in the media that are in attendance, our speakers will be available for interviews. To everyone else, we really appreciate you being here. Thank you, and have a fantastic day.